Noel Al-Maghafi reporting there. Well, many aid workers blame the ongoing conflict between Houthi rebels and the Saudi-backed government forces for exacerbating the health concerns in Yemen. Abdullah Al-Rabeeah is head of the King Salman Humanitarian Aid and Relief Centre in Saudi Arabia, and I asked him for his assessment of the cholera epidemic in Yemen.
Cholera has been an endemic in Yemen for quite a few years because of a poor public health and infrastructures in the health system in Yemen. It has actually increased in the last few months significantly. However, in the last couple of weeks, we have seen a decline both in the number of cases and also in the number of fatalities, and also there has been a good increase in the number of recoveries.
Right. If I could just say, those statistics are completely different to what we're hearing from aid agencies, notably Oxfam, that are saying they're really worried about this cholera epidemic. They're saying it could reach as many as 600,000 people, which would constitute the biggest cholera outbreak since records began. They say the situation's getting worse, and they say it's almost impossible to get supplies through to the people that need it.
Well, we do appreciate the reports from Oxfam. We have approached them through different levels. We will be more than happy to see Oxfam participate in our work against cholera. We depend on the numbers coming from authorities which are being approved and audited by both WHO and UNICEF.
But do you not find yourself in a slightly difficult situation being the head of the Aid and Relief Centre there in Saudi Arabia, and also knowing that it's your government that's actually led to the blockade in the port of Aden, which has led to this awful situation with so many people being malnourished in the country, and people know that malnourished people are far more susceptible to things like cholera and other ill health?
Rebecca, I hate to disagree with you. First of all, Saudi Arabia is not the only country which is being part of a conflict and also being the head of the aid country. This has happened both in the Afghan conflict, in the Iraq conflict, and now in Syria conflict. However, if you go over the last few decades, you will find Saudi Arabia has been, till today, number one supporter for Yemen and Yemeni people. Since May 2015, Saudi Arabia has supported Yemen with more than $8.5 billion US, and we continue to support them. Saudi Arabia did not block any aid to Yemen, and the regions which are controlled by the Houthis are the regions which has the highest cholera numbers, and you can check that with Oxfam and any other international organization.
I think they would agree with you, sir, on that the Houthi areas are suffering very badly from this cholera outbreak, and it seems as if not much aid is getting through there at all. But we are hearing from...
Because of the blockage from the Houthis.
That may well be true, but let's draw our attention to the blockades that your government are responsible for, because we are hearing from various different aid organisations that is causing real problems for their aid getting through. Let me just quote Grant Pritchard from Save the Children. He said that these delays are killing children. They're turning aid and commercial supplies into weapons of war. What do you say to that?
Well, I hear that, but I don't agree with it, because you can check with the UN. The Arab coalition led by Saudi Arabia did not stop any aid, and also the commercial ships which are going to Aden are free to go, and also those going to Hodeidah are allowed after they are checked by the international law. There is no stoppage of any aid to Yemen.
Well, they're saying it's delayed.
By Saudi Arabia.
Yes, I mean, just to be clear on the semantics, they're saying it's delayed, not blockage, not stopped, but it's always delayed, and that is a concern, surely, for you.
Our organization has opened its routes to the aid agencies to help alleviate the suffering of Yemenis. With respect to delay, I can assure you that the delay is done through an international check mechanism, including the UN officials, and this is to ensure that no weapons are carried through the commercial ships.
That was Abdullah Al-Rabeeah there, the head of Saudi Arabia's aid agency, speaking to me a short time ago.